Hey, good day. Dispatcher and freight broker training. This video is for dispatchers, dispatch services, dispatch companies, independent dispatchers, whether you by yourself, whether you have a dispatch service with multiple sub dispatchers under you, and you need access to a load board, but you can't seem to get one because you don't have an MC, right? Your dispatcher service don't have an MC because dispatchers are not required to have an MC. You don't have a carrier yet, so you can't use the carrier's MC to purchase a subscription to a load board. So this video will show you how to get access to a load board without having to have an MC. So we've partnered with a company called 123 Load Board. Okay. 123 Load Board is one of the top 3 load board companies in the country. You know, DAT is number 1, Internet Truck Stop or just Truck Stop is number 2, and then 123 Load Board. Well, the Exodus Logistics Learning Center and 123 Load Board, we've teamed up to provide a service for our growing dispatch audience to provide the ability to access a load board in order, without having an MC number, by the way, in order to provide a service to your carriers, whether you have a carrier yet or you don't, okay? So from our website, which is what you're looking at on the screen, if you go under services, affiliates and partners, and you select our 123 load board promo, it'll scroll down to our promo offer. And this is an ongoing promo offer, long-standing, ongoing for anyone who is a dispatch service. Now, you have to prove that you are a dispatch service. You have your business license, your LLC, EIN, things of that nature, right? But you can get your own subscription to a 123 load board without having an MC or DOT. And the promo code is 48,000, 48000. If you click this blue link, 123 load board, or if you click the image, it will open up to our partnership screen where you see our logo, ELLC, which is the Exodus Logistics Learning Center, and of course the 123 load board, right? So you get the first 30 days for free when you sign up, and then after 30 days, there are 3 subscription type options. There is the basic subscription, the premium, and the premium plus. The basic subscription is $35 a month. The premium is $45 a month, and the premium plus is $55 a month. Now, those are pretty inexpensive subscriptions to get you started. It keeps your overhead low, so that you can enter that. Now, the link is here, get123loadboard.com/ELLC. This link to our partnership promo, all the information will be in the description of this video, which will be public on our YouTube channel so that our students and our subscribers can see it and take advantage of it, okay? So now, so you click that, you sign into it. Now, what does it look like? What does 123 load board look like? Let's give an example of that. So let's go to 123 load board. This is the link where you click from our website. Make sure you make note of the promo code so that you can take advantage of that ability to have a load board without being required to have an MC and DOT. Okay, so let's go to 123 load board, the actual load board itself, which is right here on the screen, and see what the user experience and the user interface looks like for you guys. Okay, so we're going to sign in. And when you first sign in, we have the Premium Plus edition. Okay, Premium Plus. Okay, and you get to the dash. This is the dashboard where it has all the information And I'll create another video explaining a little bit more thoroughly, very detailed of all the features, all of the information on the left-hand side bar, so that you'll be able to understand it thoroughly. But for right now, I just want you to show you a couple of features. The under the loads header, find load and load availability. And then under the we can do other tools, we can do market rates. And then under resources, we can do the search directory. So we can look for carriers and things like that. So we'll go over those few things so you'll be having an understanding of. So the first one is, obviously, as a dispatcher, you want to find a load. You want to be able to look for a load or freight or cargo for your carrier according to their profile, right? So you want to be able to find that. So you will select find loads here. But before I do that, let me stop here and select load availability. Okay, just to give you an idea of some of the user experience, the user interface with 123 load board. So under load availability, it shows as either a density map or a density list, if you select density list, of the available inbound and outbound freight for the loads, right, for each state. And it's in alphabetical order. The states are in alphabetical order. If you go here as well. So the green colored states contain a high volume of outbound, intrastate, and inbound loads, right? So you'll know where to run across the major equipment types particularly, and then some specialized equipment types as well. The major equipment types being the dry vans, the flatbeds, and the reefers. And then the specialties are box trucks, power onlys, cargo vans and sprinter vans, and hot shots, right? So you can kind of get an idea of where you would probably more likely send your carrier to based off of this color coding. If you switch to the density list, you can see most people are visual, so they're probably more, they'll probably use the map version as opposed to the density list. But at any rate, you can scroll down and for your particular state and see how freight moves. I'm in Virginia, so I'm gonna go down to Virginia just to get an idea. So I have 710 outbound loads leaving the Commonwealth of Virginia. I have 108 intrastate, which are loads that only can move within the state of Virginia or moving within the state of Virginia. And then I have inbound loads coming from elsewhere into Virginia, 803. So that's not bad. You only need one at that particular time, right? So you will be able to utilize that resource. That's load availability. Under load availability, you got load planner, companies, my loads, things of that nature, okay? So let's go to find loads, which is the main feature for the load board. You want to be able to find something for your carriers, right? So you find loads. Let me clear these searches, hit clear. So now we start fresh. Start finding loads. This tool allows you to find and book loads to haul. Create a new search. So I'm in Virginia. So let's say, for example, Norfolk, Virginia, picking up in, so you want to, let's say your carrier is based in Norfolk and they want to find something coming out of Norfolk going anywhere, as long as it pays well for a dry van, right? So you got some of the parameters that your carrier gave you in their carrier profile. Remember, in our trainings, we go over what's called a dispatch packet, whereby you have a dispatch agreement, a carrier profile, and a limited power of attorney. Well, the carrier profile gives the requirements that the carrier wants you to go off of when you're finding loads for them, okay? So pick up the shipper's pickup location, Norfolk, Virginia, radius or how much driving deadhead or empty they have to drive to get to that pickup location, how far are they willing to drive empty or deadhead. You can say, you can select, you know, the going rate is 100 miles. Dropping off where it's going to be delivered to, anywhere. And the radius of that, any length, trip length. Pickup date, you can select the date from the calendars, okay? And then hit apply. we'll just leave it as any just for this example, brief example. The truck, my truck, whatever trailer type, well, we set a dry van, but you can select that one. You can select multiple ones, reefer, flatbed, things like that. But I'm just going to leave it at a dry van coming out of Norfolk, Virginia, hit apply, so it'll stay there. And then under more filters here, you can select the load size, the length, and the weight. So the load size, any, right? The length is up to 53 feet. So we'll say any. The weight is up to 48,000 pounds, or we'll say any, right? And then the load size, we said any, but you can say a truckload or an LTL. LTL is less than truckload or partial. And then TL is truckload, which is a full truckload. All the pallets fill up the space in that trailer. Okay. And then let's hit search and see what we get. It takes you over to the far right screen, and it gives you a list of various loads here, right? And you can refresh it, things like that. You can alert, you have your alerts on, they're off right now. You can edit your search. It'll go back over here. You can edit it. You can delete the search, right? You can sort by deadhead miles. You can sort by, you can view list, or you can view card, you can view map. Let's do the map, see what that looks like. There we go. You see the list like there. You can view by card. Okay. Different cards. Or you can view by list, which is what's most common, right? You can sort by different things. Let's sort by rate, right? See what's the rates, right? So right here, the rate column, which are paying the most that are posted. You have rate, what the broker posts, and then you have a rate check, which is what the market pays on average for that particular lane, that particular load. In this case, Washington, North Carolina to Stockton, California. That lane, a lane is one pickup location or one shipment, I should say, because a shipment or a lane can have multiple stops. So let me stop there and correct myself. But one shipment is also considered a lane. So this shipment is going from Washington, North Carolina to Stockton, California. It could have multiple stops. We won't know until we open it up into it, where you click anywhere in the open space and you'll get into it. But here's some information on these columns. How long has it been posted on the board? Eight or more hours, or over a day. The age of it. When does it pick up? 23rd of July. Where's the pickup location, which is the shipper? Washington, North Carolina. The drop-off location or the delivery location, the receiver, Stockton, California. So the pickup location, the shipper, is also called the consignor. The delivery location or the receiver is the consignee or the consignee, however you pronounce that, right? The trip miles, or the distance from Washington, North Carolina to Stockton, California, is 2869. Okay. Now, this 100 miles right here to pick up Washington, North Carolina, this is 100 miles from the origin load, where our starting point, in other words, Norfolk, Virginia. We started this search, Norfolk, Virginia to anywhere, where we found a load 100 miles from Norfolk because our radius was 100 miles. So, okay, and it's paying $4,700, which is kind of low, and that's $1.64 per mile. Where did that $1.64 per mile number come from? Well, you took the dollar value, $4,700, and you divided it by the number of miles, 2869, and that got you the $1.64. Now this one would be the actual market rate is $42.98, which is $1.50 a mile. They just took $42.98 and divided by the same number of trip miles, 2869, and got $1.50. And you can do that math for yourself and to kind of verify it and confirm that. The equipment type is a van. The size is a truckload. They all should say truckload because we set the filter for a truckload. The truckload 53 feet, and the weight 15,000 pounds. The company are those people who are brokering the loads. Those are the freight brokers. Okay. And then other filters as well, other things as well. So, and that's how you see that, right? You look at that. Let's X out of here. So this is how now if you want to see the details of a particular load, you would click in any open space of whichever load you're looking at. Let's say we're looking at the first one, the top, right? Well, let's say we're looking at this one. This is a nice one. This is going from Newport News, Virginia, which is only 12 miles from Norfolk, to Brunswick, Maine, which is in the Northeast, and it's 768 miles divided by $2,500, $3.26 a month. That's not a bad load, right? So let's open this up, and it's only 19,500 pounds. So let's open this up and get the load details of that. So when you click any open space, it creates another screen to the right, and now you have the details of that particular load that we clicked on. So Ground Freight Solutions is the broker, and let's scroll down a little bit. And you can call them, message them, bid on that load. You can save the load, update status, share, print, hide, So there's different things you can do, and you can enlarge with the PC miler, look at the miles and things of that nature. But we'll go back. So the load is still available. That's the status. The load is available. We're scrolling down into the features of this. It's picking up in Newport News, Virginia, which is 12 miles from Norfolk on July 10th, which is today. And it's going to 1 day turnaround, 68 miles to Brunswick, Maine. And it delivers tomorrow, July 11th. So that's a stretch, right? A hump day. It's posted at 2,500. That's what the broker's paying to the truck, which is averaging $3.26 a mile. How is that? Because it's 2,500 divided by the distance, 768 miles. That's how you figure that out, okay? Then it gives you some market rates here. Let's scroll down. No documents, profit calculator. Let's see what some other details look. What's being hauled on? What's the commodity? We got the weight at 19,500. So the items are decor pallets, so some general freight, if you will, right? The quantity is 1 shipment or 1 load. There are no extra stops, right? So we got some general information here. Here's some credit checks on the broker credit rating. They have a 94 credit score, which is not bad. Their days to pay is 28 days. They work with TransCredit. That these scores and days to pay was reported by TransCredit, which is one of the business credit reporting bureaus. TransCredit, Dun & Bradstreet, and Ansonium. They factor through Thunder Funding. They have a B credit score for factoring, and their days to pay, 35 days to pay. So that's some information about the broker if you want to look them up, right? Scrolling back up, here's their company information, their address, their MC and DOT. They've been pre-approved for factoring. Remember, they're pre-approved by Thunder Funding. That's who they work with, right? So let's scroll back up in 1, 2, 3 load board to an area that is, because not only do you want to get them a load going out, their line haul, but you want to find them a back haul, right? Something coming back, either back to Norfolk or other areas where there is a high volume of inbound and outbound freight. That's the key to dispatching. You want to make sure you're able to find them something continuously or however long they want to run according to their carrier profile, right? So in 1, 2, 3 load board, there's a feature called backhauls. And for this particular lane, this particular load, Norfolk to Brunswick, Maine, there are 88 possible loads. Okay, so we're going to open that up to see what would be the best ideal situation. So we delivered on the next day, July 11th, in Brunswick, Maine. If you wanted to go literally back to Newport News, Virginia, there are no loads going back, okay? And then Brunswick, Maine, back to the Commonwealth of Virginia, there are no loads going back to Virginia. So you can't find anything coming literally back to Virginia. But what about leaving Brunswick, Maine, going anywhere else? Well, there are 69 loads. Okay, so that's not bad. At least you get out of Brunswick. And then the next option, there's 5 options, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next option is the state of Maine, going back to the Commonwealth of Virginia, there's 0. Right? If there was something here, I would not choose this one anyway, because I don't know how far from Brunswick what every city in the other city in Maine is, right? So I don't know how much deadhead I would have to drive. So that's a mystery. And then this next one, there's 19 loads coming out of the state of Maine going anywhere. Well, this one is kind of iffy as well with me because how far from Brunswick in Maine is that next city, and how far of a deadhead do I have to drive in order to pick that load up to go anywhere? Well, there's 19 of them. If we look at that, we'll see. But let's open up this one and get the 69. Brunswick going anywhere. And again, we can sort by, they're sorting by deadhead miles, right? How many deadhead miles, the lowest deadhead miles to the highest deadhead miles. We want to sort by rate, right? You can sort by any of the options. You can only do multiple. You can't do multiple, right? So, well, this one coming out of Portland, Maine, which is 23 miles from Brunswick, and it's going to Texas, going over to Texas, which is 1,950. So that's a low cents per mile one. If we scroll down to see something that may be closer to the $2 range, because the market has them over $2 in some instances. So we'll scroll down and see. There was like 69 of them, 67 backhaul loads for this particular selection. So let's scroll down. Here's one that's 280. So it'll get me to another area where I can possibly find some freight. So either Hollis Center, Maine, which is 38 miles from Brunswick, or Poland Springs, Maine, which is 23 miles from Brunswick, both going to somewhere in New York. They're paying a little under $900, but that's $2.80 or $2.30 a mile. It'll get me to New York, which I can probably find something coming out of there again. So at least I'm still running and I'm making money, right? So things like that you want to be mindful of for your carrier, okay? Getting them out and back and forth. So that's the backhauls feature. Click out of that. Okay, the backhauls. Back to the load details of the original lane, which is the Newport News to Brunswick, Maine. We're back here. We'll close this window out. And now we're back to our regular result set. Let's refresh this. Okay, and then go from there. So it's filtering by truckloads, smallest to largest, right? So this is some of the use cases for the find loads feature of 123 load board. Let's delete this load. Now we cleared it up, and let's scroll down to the other features that we were talking about as well. We have market rates. We have right here, you can look up market rates from Norfolk going anywhere, Norfolk going to a specific. So with market rates, you gotta select a specific equipment type, a specific city, origin, and destination, and get the rate, and then going back to get the market rates. So let's say for a van, Virginia Beach to Columbus, Ohio, get the rate for that. It shows you right there. And then let's say from Columbus, Ohio, let's switch it. Columbus, Ohio, back to Virginia Beach, you get the rate, and it changes it back. So you get to see information in there, and you get to utilize the tool, the rate analysis and things like that. Historical rates, spot market data, a lot of good information as a dispatcher to keep you in the loop and in the know of what's going on in the industry. Carrier spot market rate, carrier spot rate, right? 280 a mile, 16 something, 16, 17. So, and then scrolling down to how do we get carriers using 123 load board? Search directory. Search the directory, find companies and information relevant to your business needs. What are you searching for? Well, we're dispatchers, so we're looking for carriers, right? We're not looking for brokers. We're not looking for shippers. You can search by the carrier name and location, but let's just do a general search for just carriers, and don't fill anything else in, and then hit search. Well, let's do this. I guess they're required fields. So let's select a certain state, a location in Virginia, and company names. Let's see. Let's see. Well, Carroll, let's go Carroll Trucking. Carroll Trucking is a company in Virginia. And see if that shows up. And there they are. They're in Norfolk. So there's their information, their detailed information. You better find the trucks and under the search directory, right? And then you'll be able to look up information about them, who they are, what their authorities active. They have $1 million insurance. They have an active authority, so they have all the information they need. They don't have a bond, they're a carrier, so they don't have a bond, they're not a broker, but that's that. Their authority information is active. They have a property authority, a carrier property. So, okay. So that's how you look up information for a particular carrier. Let's kill the details and include that. We're viewing it in the card mode. Let's view it in the list mode and see what pops up like that. There we go. So you get to sort by that. So, and let's see, let me do a little trick. Any companies that start with the C in Virginia and see what we come up with. Let's see if we can trick the system. There we go. It gives you a list of companies, right? So that's a little trick. So now you get to see all these companies and see what they're working with. And you're looking at it in the list mode as opposed to the card mode. Let's go to the card mode. Look, it depends on how you like viewing it. Let's go to list and then sort by company name. So you put them in alphabetical order. You can sort by something else, MC number, DOT number, phone number, location, which is probably city location. Let's do that. Yep, starting with A's and then going down. So yeah, it makes it easier for you to navigate, right, as you're looking at. So you say, well, let's go to Norfolk. You just scroll down to the ends, or Chesapeake, for example, which is close to us, the Hampton Roads area. So these are some of the features of 123 Load Board that we have partnered with 123 Load Board. The Exodus Logistics Learning Center has partnered with 123 Load Board in order to provide for you the dispatch service that does not have an MC number, but still needs access to load boards in order to either do some market analysis, some comparing and contrasting, comparative analysis in order to find trucks, in order to find what the spot market rates are for specific equipment types, various things. So again, our promo for 123 Load Board is here under our, let's go back to the top, under our affiliates and partners page under services, okay? For those of you who are looking at the website who don't have access to our portal and you're just an average person looking at the website, you would find it under services, affiliates and partners, and then you would click the 123 Load Board promo. It would anchor down to that area. Click the image or the underline and you'll get the link here. You can get started for 30 days and then go through the process. You want the carrier version. You're not a broker. We're dispatchers. We're looking for carriers. So you want the carrier account. Put all the information in, promo codes and things like that. Fill it out and then go from there. Okay? So that's what we have to offer with 123 Load Board. We'll do more videos on some more detailed information for 123 Load Board later on. But right now, I just wanted to introduce to you guys the fact that we've had this for at least a year now, this promo, to give dispatchers who do not have an MC or do not have a carrier yet access to a load board that has some useful features that you can use. We just saw everything so that you can use to effectively run your dispatch service, right? So look into that. And I will have this on the YouTube video momentarily and then make it public so everyone else can take advantage of it. Promo code 48,000. The URL or the link is get123loadboard.com/ELLC. You'll see a copy of that in the description of this video. So you'll be able to click that link and take advantage of the first 30 days for free. First 30 days for free. Then you decide if you want to purchase the $35 a month basic subscription, the $45 a month premium subscription, or the $55 a month premium plus subscription. Of course, the higher up in the subscription value you go, the more features that you will receive from the load board. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time, and I will talk to you soon.